Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Play On Playoffs, where the regular season is just glorified preseason. I'm John Lane, and the Elite Eight is in the building. Sweet 16 is in the books, and man, it was a doozy. Gonzaga, UCLA, the rematch of 17 years ago, did not disappoint. UCLA hit a clutch three in the waning seconds of the game. But it was not enough because Gonzaga hit a clutch three, which ended up being essentially a game winner outside of a couple free throws from the March Madness logo, and it went down. So we had back-to-back clutch threes. It was a roller coaster. It was great. Michigan State, Kansas State did not disappoint. Gave us the first overtime of March Madness. But Florida Atlantic continues their run. Tennessee goes down. Arkansas, the must bus had to stop in the shop for some repairs, it looks like. Because UConn, the Huskies, Dan Hurley has those boys humming. Sanogo, Hawkins, Klingon. That is a great team. We'll be talking about them in a minute. But we cannot go without mentioning Alabama going down to San Diego State, giving us that rematch. San Diego State, Creighton, we got last year in the first round that went to OT of March Madness. There's been some great games. There's been Xavier, Texas wins handily. Creighton wins handily over Princeton, but and Houston, the favorite to win the championship, goes down by 14 to Miami, Florida. A team that I must admit I had going down to Drake of the Missouri Valley in the first round. But no, Miami, Florida, they have found their way to the Elite Eight. And yes, it's time to talk about the Elite Eight. We have two games on tap for tonight. The first one, Florida Atlantic, the number 9 seed versus the number 3 seed, Kansas State. Florida Atlantic. I gotta admit, I didn't see them advancing here. I was over Tennessee. I thought Tennessee had better defense, better depth. But the shots were going down for Florida Atlantic, and that is their key to success in their tournament, and has been their key to success in the tournament. Florida Atlantic, they are number 26th in adjusted offensive efficiency and number 29th in adjusted defensive efficiency. So pretty well balanced team. But they definitely there's a worse there's a reason they have the worst odds to win it all of the Elite Eight teams qualifying, and they are going up against Kansas State. Kansas State, who actually has worse metrics in KenPom than Florida Atlantic. Kansas State, 35th in adjusted offensive efficiency, 27th in adjusted defensive efficiency. Kansas State. Jerome Tang has those boys humming. Only two players stuck around from the last regime, from pre-Tang era, including Mr. New York City, Marquise Noel, who has been on fire, and Ish Massoud as well, who hit that clutch three in that Michigan State game. Man, this should be a good game. Marquise Noel throwing lobs to Keontae Johnson, Florida Atlantic, playing a well-rounded game and hitting threes. This is a good way to start off. This is a good way to start off Elite Eight. Like I said earlier, I'm getting Kemba Walker vibes from Mr. New York City, Marquise Noel. But yeah, that is our first game for the slate, and our second game. It's sad. We're getting to the point. We are at the point where we only have two games in each slate. It's sad, but it is what it is. UConn, Gonzaga. Like I said earlier, Gonzaga hit that clutch three from the logo to send the Zags, Drew Timme, Mark Few, all the way to the Elite Eight, and they're going up against UConn. University of Connecticut, the Huskies. Like I said, Dan Hurley's been doing a great job coaching those guys. Sanogo, it's interesting to note Sunoco, as dominant as he's been this week, he is observing Ramadan, so he's not eating before the games, and yet he's still been his dominant self. And Klingen, him and Klingen, I think that's going to be a tough matchup for Drew Timme and the Zags. Like we said earlier, the Zags don't have the pressure on them, the umbrella of pressure that they typically have on them this time of year. So this should be a great game. There's a reason both these game spreads are about 2 points. I think 2.5 points. So this is a great night. This is a great nightcap to our slate, and the guard play is going to be huge for both the teams in this game. The Zags point guard play has been questionable at times, and the Zags have needed additional players to step up, which they had in that both in that TCU game and in their game against UCLA. So the Zags are their team of destiny. It's tough to decide. Arguably it's the weakest team they've had in the last 3 years, but three Elite Eights in a row, I believe. Three Sweet 16s. There you go. I learned vocabulary. So yes. We'll leave it at that for tonight. 3-point shooting will be key for both teams. Interior defense will be key. But I just think the interior defense and the interior scoring, as crazy as it sounds, it's going to be better than Drew Timme. I think that's just where UConn's strengths lie, is in the paint, and I don't think Timme can defend the way he needs to against Klingen and Sunoco. So we will be back tomorrow with the next game on the docket for the Elite Eight. Until then, let the madness consume you.